Warning! This is a very in-depth video and is long. But if you complete this, you'll get access to a myth that have been bothering you about freehold versus resale, and I have just the insights for you. Have you ever dreamed of owning that perfect property? The one that brings in a steady stream of rental income? Or maybe you see yourself cashing in big when the value skyrockets. Investing in real estate can be life-changing, but you gotta do it right.
So the big question is this: how busy professionals and homeowners like us make six-figure profits from the property we own safely by doing it with research, data, and numbers. How do we buy in a way without complications and half-guessing, regardless of the market conditions, and still remain profitable? That is the question. Here, I will share with you exactly what we do and how we do it. My name is Edmund Tan, and welcome to Singapore Real Estate Insider.
Hey everyone, Coach Edmund Tan here from Singapore Real Estate Insider. And let's be real, who hasn't scrolled through property listings and envisioned themselves living in that squawky condo or charming landed property? Maybe it's that perfect place to raise a family, a stylish heaven for your golden years, or that dream investment bring in a steady stream of rental income. You want to go through all 8 points because one of them has a major change and potentially is going to affect your numbers if you are not aware and calculated wrongly in your sums. Now, don't say I never warned you. Now hold on a second before you hit that contact agent button. The property market can be a fantastic way to build wealth and secure your future, but there's always a learning curve involved. The good news is, with the right knowledge, you can navigate it smoothly and avoid any nasty surprises with the REI method. In this video, we're going to deep dive into 8 key questions that every Singaporean considering a property investment should ask themselves. By the end, you'll be well equipped to find a property that perfectly aligns with your goals and budget. Whether that's building a reliable rental income stream, growing your wealth over time, or finally owning that dream home you've been eyeing. Question number 1. What's your property playbook? Alright, imagine you're at the start of a thrilling movie. Are you team capital growth, where the value of your property soars over time like a superhero saving the day? Or are you team rental income, seeking that steady stream of cash flow month after month? Knowing your goals from the beginning is extremely crucial. Now, let's break down the differences. If capital growth is your game, areas like the Central District or prime locations like core central region have always been the target location to look at. That's why in UK, investors go for Zone 1. Malaysia, many still prefer KL. They tend to hold their value well and potentially even increase significantly over time. However, the rent you can collect from such properties might not be the highest. But if you're just following this guideline all the way, you are in for a huge surprise. Why? Because recent years, we noticed a shift of growth properties even with the RCR and OCR properties. What's shocking, they are performing better past couple of years versus those in the CCR. So what is contributing to this situation? What are your thoughts? Share in the comment below, and if there are enough comments, I will do another video about it too.
If you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button now so you can get real-time updates and learn how to make wise investments for yourself and your family through properties.
On the other hand, team rental income might find better opportunities in the suburbs or areas near the MRT stations and common amenities. These areas often see high demand from tenants likely closer to their workplace, especially young professionals or families. You could be looking at a consistent rental income that helps cover your mortgage and even generate some extra cash flow. That said, our property market do adjust based on the demand of consumers out there. While this works now, it does not mean this is a forever strategy, my friend. Which is why we always do regular reviews with clients on their property strategy once every 3 years minimum to determine what is the next best approach in the market to continue to gain that 6 figures safely. So is yours up for a review soon? Reach out if you like a deep dive on your property assessment. So now remember, there's no one size fits all answer. Consider your financial situation, risk tolerance, and future plans when deciding which path to take. Question number 2. What makes the perfect location for your investment? We've all heard the mantra, but in the Singapore property market, location truly is king. It's not just about being close to fancy restaurants or trendy bars, although those are also nice perks. I want you to think about the everyday necessities. Proximity to MRT stations makes commuting a breeze, especially for tenants who rely on public transports. The availability of amenities. Is the property near supermarkets, hawker centers, and good schools? These are big factors for families and young professionals alike. Future development plans. Is there a new park, a business district plan nearby? This could potentially increase property values in that area. So take your time researching different neighborhoods and consider how well the location aligns with your lifestyles and investment goals. For instance, a property near a bustling night market might be great for renters, but less ideal if you value peace and quiet. We'll explore market trends and property valuation in more detail in a future video. But for now, remember, location can significantly impact your investment success. A tip here, even though location is key, always take note, they do change from time to time based on our family needs and situation because they changes over time too. You want to have more flexibility. Why? There's going to be too many unknowns still along the way. Kids, family size gets bigger, school decisions, and our plans do change, and etc. etc. So one key advice we always want in our property discussion is not to cast everything in stone the day you buy your first or even second property. It's just too early depending on which stage you are in right now. Potentially, the property you own now is not going to be your last property as well. So do have some flexibility in line for change in the future, and you will thank me later for sure. Question number 3. Are you ready to commit to some research before you fall in love with those fancy virtual tours, show flats, the designer ID and renovated units? Let's get down to business. Researching current rental indexes and property value trends in your target area is extremely crucial. Think of it like intel for your investment mission, right? So when you fail to plan, the plan will fail, especially when it comes to property, the biggest ticket item you ever purchased. Have you ever think back? How did you make your property decision previously? Was it quite hastily and not much research or data to back up those decisions? If given another chance to do it again, will you prefer to have a research and data guide to help you navigate better and make safer decisions? Comment below if you like that in your next property purchase, and there are some resources I can do to help you with your market research. Here it goes. The URA website. The URA website provides data on past transactions, master plans for future developments, and property search functions. The SRX Property, a popular property portal with rental listings, transactions data, as well as market insights. Government websites. Check for updates on policies that might affect property investments like stamp duties or even cooling measures. A special access here I'm going to share with you. This is something in the works for a while right now, and I'm very excited to be launching this in this channel and also in future videos where I will deep dive into data and numbers for you. Now, let me give you a sneak peek right now, so you want to stay on in this video to watch this. What will be your usual thought process when it comes to deciding between a unit that is within 500 meters MRT versus one that is further away? Which, in your opinion, will perform better? I want you to comment your answers below right now. Now, many a times we second guess ourselves, right? And MRT is a sure win. Agree? There's nothing wrong with it because that's how we usually decide on property, because we are guessing and everybody want to be near the MRT too, right? Wrong! Especially if you're looking at the element of growth for value. Let me show you. So what we have developed is this tool where we are able to get you access into the entire property prices and analytics in Singapore with live data. So this is one way that we help a lot of our clients and busy professionals to condense their research points so that we can help you make an informed decisions. So in this tool, we have access into all the different data points. For example, you're able to get the average per square foot on a various monthly basis or even quarterly basis, and you're able to actually even break it down into the various segments, the CCR, the OCR, as well as the RCR. And this also allows us to determine and rank the top districts by the highest volume, which is the district that is performing better than the other. We have one glance with all this data access immediately. And we are also able to see even the new launches, which property within a certain period of time has the best volume. And for today, what we are going to achieve is really to deep dive into which property will perform better. Will it be those within the 500 meters away from MRT or those away from the 500 meters? Which is your decision? So for today's discussion, we're going to use ProTrend to help us deep dive into the research of whether these two properties, which has a better growth in terms of value. So let us take a look. So because we are curating a lot of transactions and a lot of live data that we have put it out in this tool itself, and you being a Singapore Real Estate Insider community, you will get access to this. Alright, so let me share with you how this can be done, and perhaps if you want to deep dive into your own property research, or perhaps some properties that you're looking at, we may be able to help you dive deeper into this. So for this example, we're going to have a lot of parameters that we can go for, and for today we are able to choose a resale property. And you can see from amenities, we have different choices: MRT, primary schools, international schools, or even shopping malls. And for today, we're going to just choose the MRT, and we're going to use 500 meters away across entire Singapore. Do they actually perform better than those away from the MRT? Of course, we can also put in a lot of project details, but for today's discussion, we are just looking at MRT as the parameters. So we can fit in a lot, whether you are comparing between a resale or freehold properties, the number of units, the number of bedroom types. We can actually combine a lot of all these parameters to get you closer to the objective that you want to go for. We can even go into the investment ratio. We can look at capital gains. We can look at rental yield percentage journey is. So for this example, we're going to just choose this example. And from here, it will generate a trend. Okay, it will generate and let us know that the entire districts that is within 500 meters away, there are total 6,342 volume. That is the number of units. And there are 803 projects. Can you imagine if today you're going to go through every single project one by one, 803, how long will it take you? But today, you have access to this through us. You'll be able to have a breakdown in terms of all the different districts. We are able to choose the districts accordingly, and we are able to break it down even into the number of projects. So at one glance, you do not need to go through 803 projects. You are able to filter it off immediately and help you make quicker decisions. So for example, if let's say today you are looking at maybe a younger property that is within 500 meters away, that is how we can actually immediately shortlist and filter it off. So Copper and Newton comes up top immediately because this is a just TOP property and this is 500 meters away from MRT. So we can even go deeper into seeing how Copper and Newton is performing. We are able to see the total information. We're able to see the residential analytics of how many percentage are Singaporeans, PR, or even foreigners buying this property. And we can even go into details like the breakdown in terms of the performance. We are able to see the different property types, their sales range, their rental range, as well as rental yield, everything at one glance. And here we're able to see even the latest transactions live today for you to make a better decision. So for, let's say today we are looking at the entire districts that is within 500 meters away. So we will click on the districts all, and then we add on a trend. So why do we want to study trend? Because it allows us to visually understand how the property is performing. And from here, we can actually choose the number of years that we can actually showcase when do you want to see the last trend. So let us change the rename it so that we can see easier. So this is 500 meters to MRT. Let us do this. And with this data, the interesting part is that we are able to even add on a lot more information for you as a homeowner to determine. So we can even put in the different world events, the cooling measures, even the PSF, as well as the volume to see what is actually happening. So from here, one glance, you can see we are able to see how much volume, what are the take-up rate every single year of buyers who are transacting those properties within 500 meters, as well as the average per square foot. So based on this comparison, we want to compare to the B, right? The B is what? 500 meters away. So have you put in your answers in the comment below? If you have not, now is your chance to guess which have a better potential in terms of growth. Is it A, the properties that is within 500 meters, or B, 500 meters away from MRT? Put in your comment and let's see whether you get it right or not. To let us continue with the NAR trend, so this time around we also will choose the resale property. And this time round for MRT, we want to choose 500 meters and away. So let us just choose about 2 kilometers, because sometimes you may even be able to stay slightly further from MRT and you can just take 2 to 3 bus stops away to it. And that may also help us to make a better decisions instead of staying right by the MRT. So let us plot this data again. And once we have have this, basically what we are trying to do is to compare both properties side by side. Alright, so a lot of times when from an emotional perspective or when we are looking from a logical perspective, we may be looking at the MRTs that is very close. Alright, you want to buy properties that's very close to the MRT, and nothing wrong with it. That's how we typically always think. The question is, are those properties closer to MRT outperform a lot to those away from the MRT? Let us take a look. So from here you can see that, let us just rename this again. So the red color line is actually more than 500 meters from MRT. So the blue line is within 500 and the red line is away 500 meters away. So you can see that both trends actually generally goes up in tandem, and from here it's very difficult to determine which actually performs better. But let us take a look. So this is where the interesting part, where we are able to actually plot in from a 2013, let's say we are looking at data for the last 10 over years to see which property outperforms which. And from here we can click on 2013 and let's just use current time. You can see that for properties within 500 meters, if you have chosen A as your choice, congratulations, your property has already increased 33.88% over this whole period of time. So it's a very good accomplishment. But let's see, alright, for properties away from the MRT, is it underperforming? Let us take a look. So we'll plot the same thing from 2013 all the way to current time and take a look at the percentage. Wow, can you see this? So for properties away 500 meters away from the MRT, actually the performance is also 32.22%, which means between A and B, even though there's always these insights that we want to buy nearer to the MRT, the difference is actually not a lot. So this actually could make a choice and a difference in terms of the decision making if you're looking at growth potential for your property, because most of the properties, if let's say from a seller perspective, you are nearer to the MRT, you may want to command a little bit higher in terms of price point. So this is also something that you want to take note of when you're comparing properties within the MRT as well as away from the MRT. So if you find that this kind of insights and deep dive of research is able to help you make better decisions, so why not just leave a comment? Alright, perhaps you want to reach out to us and we can help you to deep dive into your current property or perhaps the next property that you're eyeing for, and to help you make a better research and better decisions based on data and numbers.
So contact us today and take the first step towards success together with us.